Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 11, The Old Gretch Mine, Part B. And outside of Breckhide's Labour and Services.
Everyone's just waiting there patiently, having gotten there first. And the rest of you all show up.
Ravn shows up. There's
No, I'm gonna stop every 10 seconds and look at stuff.
there are street vendors selling food, selling pieces of artwork, things of like that, earrings, things, but they're very
Food. Kind of food.
all kinds. There's some meat pies. There's some
Does
meat
Nani
on a
have to
stick.
pass these vendors on the way to where she's
Oh, yeah.
going?
Oh, yeah, there's-
She's gonna stop at every stall.
Need free samples.
Yeah, I think we got samples. Nani walks up to the first stall with food. What do they serve? What do they got?
Let's have a rack of meat pies, it appears.
It's been a long time since I've had a meat pie that I didn't have to cook myself.
You can see this commonly dressed dwarf female, somewhat well braided beard. Seems like she's probably been working most of the morning to make this happen, and she kind of walks beside her cart and she says, well met to you. Would you like a meat pie?
I would love a meat pie.
Ah. And your friend, what about her?
She'll have two.
Fantastic. She sleeves them both in sleeves. She holds all three of them in one hand. She reaches them out to you guys.
Nani takes them.
It'll be 16 silver.
I reach into my pocket and pull it. Can you get change back from a gold? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I don't know what how the money works here.
It's one gold is 10 silver.
Okay, so I need two. So I'll hand her two.
Alright, she gives you the 4 silver back.
Nani just walks away with the meat pie. She's just gonna wait for the transaction.
Well, thank you kindly. And she kind of stared off you as you walk off in the distance. She's holding the silver, the 4 silver out to you.
And I take it, put it in my pocket.
And you
I
guys,
just gobble them up. They're gone.
before you can walk away?
Well, on the way.
Alright, okay.
Like,
The dwarf woman's like, what?
Yeah.
Never
So-
mind, no one else.
She's like, I'm a dwarf and I don't do that.
That's the cat, sorry.
That's right.
I think she just tipped her.
She did. So you guys are at
She just unhinges her jaws and swallows one like a snake.
Like an anaconda.
you guys are at Breckhide's Labour and Services, and the other two they're at the carts getting some meat pies.
Had some meat pies.
Had some meat pies,
No,
yeah.
Nani's still got a meat pie. She's
Oh, we're talking
savoring.
about
It's savoring the
Geillis.
flavor.
Geillis
I
does
didn't
no
even
longer
know what
have
it
meat
tastes
pies.
like. I just swallowed it.
It's delicious.
Well, Erlon will go up to the door and hold it open so Ravn can go first.
Oh, it's kissing ass.
Courtesy.
Ding! There's a bell on the door.
I'll go in.
He follows in behind him.
I say thank you.
Come on.
Roll perception.
Oh,
6.
You can't see where that bell is. Roll perception, Ravn.
I didn't notice the bell ring.
Now, you heard the bell ring for sure. Yeah.
You're hearing bells, seeing things. I'll tell you.
18.
Yeah, that door did not strike any bell.
Magic.
Can I have a please?
Erlon's just looking around, just confused, but there's no. What? He's just confused.
You guys can hear from the back somebody call out. He says, "Are you coming in or not? Time is money."
I walk up.
Erlon's right behind him.
It's
and
like, no, we'll just stand here.
One second.
The stairs go up on the left, and the room opens up to the right-hand side where the voice came from.
Hello there.
You guys walk in. To your right-hand side immediately, there are two large men sitting in chairs by a table. There are 2 drinks of what you guys can smell of a strong whiskey. They seem to be dressed in garbs of soldiers with armor and weapons at the ready. And you see a table, a table at the other end across from them where there is a dragonborn standing behind. And you see this dragonborn, a green dragonborn with one clearly fake eye, as it's a completely different color and about twice the size of a normal eye. And it's this deep shade of orange and yellow.
It must be horribly uncomfortable.
Whittled out of wood.
He looks up from what he's dealing with and he says, "What?"
We're looking to hire some help for general mining.
You've come to the right place then. How many do you need?
I'm thinking about it 300.
300. You got a big operation.
That's the plan.
Well, Breckhide's where you need to be.
That's why we are here.
He sits back, pulls out this book that he's got, and puts it down. It's a rather thick tome. He flips the few pages in, and you guys can see just countless names of dwarves. And on the right-hand column, you can see 2 different columns. And the first few pages are all blocked up in the one-hand column, assumingly busy or already on the job. He flips through pages and pages and pages, and he says, 300. You must be looking to spend a lot of coin. I'll need some sort of down deposit for that kind of workforce.
What are you thinking?
Well, you're looking at 300 men, 300 good dwarven men, isn't it? You're going to be working at 5 gold a day to pull the gold, to pull the rock out of the wall.
How much gold did Dermot give you?
I'm gonna get back. Don't forget the tram. Alright, walking.
He gave you enough. He gave you enough. More than enough to take care of whatever you had to do today. If you just peek in there, you're like... Since there was a delay here, he says, well, if you're not looking to hire that type of work, there's much cheaper labor you can get.
Whereabouts?
From below, in the bad air.
What do you think?
You can pick a couple hundred of them up for a silver for the day. Each, of course. But you'll have to watch them. Ain't no trusted ones from below. The bad air, they gets to you. Changes you.
Caroline just kind of ponders this for a moment. They already made their way up here. I don't know if he'd be really happy with a bunch of untrustworthy workers. What do you think?
Not the conversation we should be having here, but I think he'd be happy as long as they got the job done.
Caroline nods. So, is there some sort of a building or somewhere that we can go in the bad air specifically?
You're really bad at this.
Well, if you want to go down there and see him for yourself, of course. But I can take care of that from here. I won't go down there.
Caroline just takes a couple steps back.
About 200 of your more trusted individuals and 100 of your other help.
Sounds like a reasonable request. Aye. I'll need a portion, 25% up front. If you're hiring the more solid workers, you best know that if they don't get paid, they don't like it too many. And having 200 nasty dwarves on your line is not going to be fun for your mine.
No, you can't imagine it would.
So I bid you fair warning to everybody who buys my services. Breckheide gets what he's owed, and so does he who worked for him.
Caroline just offers a nod.
And he says, it'll take a few moments to drop the papers. Have a seat, have a drink, I'll be right back. And he goes off into the back. And
It's about the time when Naughty toddles into the shop with her meat pie.
oh, you going in there?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So, Geillis, you see Nani go into Breckhide's labor and services. The door opens, it dings. Don't see a bell anywhere.
Takes another bite of the pie.
Crumbs fall down.
Looks, drops crumbs on the trailing crumbs throughout the store, touching things with their dirty hands. What's in the actual store itself? Like, is there stuff?
Yeah, there's a fireplace. There's stone walls that seem to be decorated with
It's not really like a shop.
with artistry. It seems to be more of just an office, and with two very large dwarves sitting in front of a small table, just eyeing Ravam and Erelon. And then as soon as you, sorry, did I see Dragonborn?
There's one
Mine's-
Dragonborn.
Okay, Dragonborn was the guy behind the desk.
Yeah, I think so. He had a mess
The
up
other
guy.
two employees.
The very large
Yeah.
humanoids.
The other two employees are eyeing Erelon and Ravam questioningly, but as soon as you walk in, their gaze kind of switches to you and the meat pie that you're holding.
Is there another chair at this table?
No.
Sit on somebody's lap.
So Nani walks over to the table and sets down the meat pie, which is bite marks out of it.
Yeah.
Handprints
It's in like a paper
yeah,
holding
she's
thing.
been eating.
Yeah.
And offers the meat pie. Just holds it out to them. Sort of questioning look. Must be almost lunchtime, right there. Come here.
So the one guy closest to you reaches out for it, like smile on his face, big smile, and just before he gets to the other guy over here snatches it out and says, "Ha ha ha ha!" and starts eating the meat pie.
That's why I eat before you go those.
And Nani slaps his fingers.
Roll
Yes,
attack.
she does.
Roll attack. With advantage, he's distracted by a meat pie.
You don't grab people's food out of their hands. 16?
Sorry?
16?
16 with bonuses?
Oh, attack bonuses, right.
No, so then
That's
clearly
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's 20.
Okay, he grabs it. You slap his hands and he fumbles the meat pie. It falls, it hits the side of the table and bursts open all over the floor. The guy beside him is like, look what you did now. Now neither of us can have it.
Nani gets down and starts eating it anyway.
Just splits it up in 3 piles.
Rations it up. Nani glares disapprovingly between both of them and says, "If you don't use your manners, you don't get to eat."
Good buddy picks up his drink and he says, there's flake in my whiskey. It looks like we're not eating anyway. He downs the whiskey and he walks out.
Erelon's had his head in his hands this whole time.
I have removed one of the security guards from this room just for the record. If anybody wants to do anything shifty, that's your chance.
Now you see what we're doing.
When he comes back, he's like, hey, where's my other guard? Oh, the old crazy lady dealt with him. What?
There's only one guy in the room.
So, meat pie all over the floor. One guy's still sitting there. You can hear the fella in the back, the Dragonborn, Breckhide, a door close, and he comes out with a scroll in his hand, and he puts it on the table. Before he opens it, his brow furrows, and he looks at one guard and looks at the other, sees a meat pile over the floor, and shakes his head, and he says, "This scroll dictates what you want and how much you're going to pay for it. Who will be putting their name on it? Who will I be coming for if you do me wrong?" And you can hear the guy from behind you go, "Heh." Only one guy do it though.
Yes,
Yeah,
the other guy's
yeah,
not
let's
here.
storm
It's less effective when there's only one guy doing it.
The other guy stormed out because his meat pie got thrown on the floor.
I have my answer to you, guards.
So, quick
Get the
math. We
money.
have 200
Fine.
times 5 and 100 times 2 silver. 1,000 gold and just 200 silver.
That's per day, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's per
Yeah.
day. That's per day. And so he's requesting a quarter of it. He says,
250 gold.
and that one. Oh, that's 2 3s. Tries to weigh. You can see him try and weigh and measure you, everybody in the room, but it's just... It'll be 300 gold for the down payment. The rest, the workers will expect pay when they get there. It'll take them about 3 to 4 days for everybody to get in and get there. I just imagine that'll be enough time for you to get your equipment and get your things in order. They don't like standing around, and I don't recommend it. Put them to work, or they will cause problems. This is Dragonborn talking about dwarves.
Yeah.
So, beware of
Nani's
that.
got a tone in her eyes, in his
Yep.
general direction.
Erlon still
Roll
has
intimidation, ready?
Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. That is a 15 plus.
It's really
18.
unfortunate that we're doing this now.
He meets your gaze equally, and then just moves his eyes off to Ravim, and he says, "You'll have to sign right there.
I'll read over it.
Very on the up and up. It's just simple goods and
Yeah.
services for money, and warning if you do not pay them.
Not self-responsible for consequences.
As well as there are sufficient fines as I'm not fulfilling a contract, and this is technically 300 contracts.
Yeah.
So you can see, better not make a mistake with something like this. You can see how someone could get in arrears very quickly. So, but that'll come into play once you get to explore the rest of the mine yourself with a very good investigation check.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you will roll.
So glad I'm not there.
Nani signs.
And you give him the eye, and he just doesn't seem to fizz. He rolled a 19 plus. You sign?
Nani
Oh.
signs the paper.
As soon as she picks something up, it's like, you
Nani signs the paper.
No, she does not.
So
But
that'd
she
be
just
that's
signs it. But she just signs it. Nani.
that's going to be initiative for both of you. Whoever gets that off. Erlon is also right there. I'll get you to roll initiative as well. 18?
19.
19? Nani?
14.
20.
20? Erlon, Ravim, you see it right off the bat. Nani's going. She's reaching for the pen. You can...
Erlon just puts his hand over the signature, just all over the sign thing, so she writes on his hand. And he's, ow, ow, ow! Nani!
She looks pretty pleased with herself. She nods and then she just walks back out.
You signed my hand.
Then the guy kind of looks at her, looks at you, looks at Ravim. Would you sign the papers and get out?
He's got some cleaning to do. There's still meat pie everywhere. She touched things. There's like precious artwork.
How do you
and stuff.
think I feel? Once we leave, you don't have to deal with them anymore.
I feel the worst kind of sympathy for you. But please, get her as far away from my shop as you can.
Erlon's just holding his left hand. That quill had some force to it.
Yeah, he kind of... Ravim, you kind of pick the quill up if you're going to sign. It's fucked. It's all snapped and broken.
I'll pull out one of my own quills.
Here you go. None of the ink is spilt anyway.
Yeah.
But you got that. So you sign your name?
No, I signed a name.
A name? Yep. They're going to get that name from you though, just for, future reference.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yep.
Jimmy.
Erlon!
No, watch him write Nani.
Nani.
No.
Jokes on you.
Hey, do you want to, text that to me maybe? If you want to roll with the secret name? Or is it just a random secret name?
Yeah, I'll text you the
Gotcha. Sounds good. Okay.
See, had we done this later, I would have signed Dermot's name.
I thought that might be an idea.
The only thing is, I haven't had time to practice a signature,
Oh, that's... Ooh.
so that I
Oh,
can't
there you
really
go.
tactically forge it.
It'll be like a one chance one of if you got it right, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pass this over to you, Ravim. Can you write that name on the back, please, when you get a chance, and slide that back up to me?
I haven't even come up with it
Oh,
yet.
whenever you just figure something good, jot it down and send it back up to me. So you sign the paper, you hand over the gold. He says, it'll be good to do business with you. Where will I be sending them?
I forget what the name.
The Old Gretch Mine got abandoned.
And he kind of looks over you and there's kind of a pause. The Old Gretch Mine.
He just nods. There was a.
I'm sorry. I just can't.
Change in ownership.
The Old Gretch Mine.
Why is that funny? I don't get it.
The Old
Greg's
Gretch Mine.
face is like, you suck at everything. Why do you suck at everything?
It's his character. That's Raven's character.
Yes.
He
Ralph's
can,
just
and
like, why do you keep speaking?
I might take you anywhere.
You know whose fault that is, though?
Several people.
Dermot. He's the one who sent
mine.
us to do the things.
Yeah.
It's my fault for keeping him alive.
Fair enough.
Well, if you want to take the blame, I'll gladly give it to you.
And he's on his own now.
There's gotta be a location. Like, you gotta go
no,
somewhere.
that's exactly.
No, like
that's
you are
good.
correct. It's just,
You are
The
not
old-
incorrect in your statement.
no. I
It's
just love this.
how you said it.
Yeah.
I just love the dynamic.
It's so past tense. It's great. I love it. He's just like the Old Gretch Mine, huh?
I don't get it. I still
Well,
don't.
because
It's
they just
recent.
it's not too long ago that this happened,
And then
and
everyone
he's
got
already
murdered.
terming it the Old Gretch Mine. Like Dermot's rolling in, it's like it's mine now, and everyone's like, yeah, it's his now.
But
He's
we
just
don't-
going with it.
But he doesn't even know that they
Yeah,
signed
we
over.
don't even know that. Yeah, that it's been signed over.
No,
But he knows that it used to be the Gretch Mine, and all the Gretches are dead.
Erlon inferred that from when he had a
Well, I suppose
side
technically-
conversation with Dermot.
Technically,
You know,
the
he did
children
have.
are
There was a
still alive.
conversation with Dermot that
Yeah.
it was made clear Dermot's intentions to Erlon.
So no, he's not inaccurate.
Gotcha.
He
I
just,
just,
So
Not
uh,
bad.
I just love the dynamic. It makes
I
my
know
life complete.
it's great.
Erlon just like word vomit.
He's,
Yeah, and Raven
not
thinks about
accurate,
every single
he's
thing that he
just
says. So it's,
You're speaking, you're calculating, and Breckai's just listening.
Yeah.
And he says, the Old Gretch Mine. You've heard what happened there, have you?
He just nods.
Bug.
And
It'll
there's,
be
some,
ready for work. Let's go.
and there's some quiet there.
This is a shame.
You can't have silence. There can be no silence.
I can't roll above a 4 for an insight today. That's just like 6 of them already, and there was 4, 3, 2, 2.
Ooh.
So, yeah, he just there. Just kind of looking at you, squinting a bit. Kind of looks over at his buddy sitting at the table, and he kind of shifts a little. Doesn't grab a weapon, just kind of shifts. That's all. But at this point, you guys are you're pushing him out the door.
Yeah.
So,
Like, okay, children, let's go.
and
Let's not bother the nice man.
you guys are now
Or make a
outside.
mess.
You have secured workers,
Meat wise.
meat pies.
Now we need to go get supplies on the way back.
As you guys are walking around, you'll notice that you've traveled far enough where you're closer to the other walkway to go up to the bulb, and that in that direction from the other walkway was directed where the terrace gardens was. So theoretically, you can go up that same, and you'll meet at the same point juncture where that was. However, you see a myriad of different stores. You see, before you get there, a sign hanging from the wall that says Mantle Farms. And underneath it, it says owner, Fel'Than Adamantle.
That name sounds familiar.
Shit, really? I don't think I've said it before. Hopefully I didn't steal it from somewhere else.
That's just it. It sounds familiar, but it might just be one of those, we use the same name in
That's it, it happens,
similar
right?
things.
We make so many NPCs. How many
Frank and Hank and...
How many people have the same name?
What was the other ones? Andy and
Randy.
No, it
No.
was
Jeff? Was it
Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff and Andy?
Anthony? There was an Anthony
Andy.
too, maybe? An Andy? Yeah, there was a few. Those guys, one of those guys is dead.
At least one. Maybe more.
At
We're
least
not sure.
one. God.
Let's see. Yeah, you see the mantle farms.
So this would be produce, fresh produce?
It seems you can look in the window and you guys can see fresh tomatoes hanging from the inside the window. There's a tomato vine hanging there as well.
Is that Geillis back there? She'd
Huh?
already wandered into the food store.
Okay, so
Test the
Like
taste
great.
test.
There you
Just
go.
hanging there by your neck.
you guys,
God.
Next to the vine tomatoes. The garlic.
you guys head in there, and it's Geillis heads in there anyway. Geillis, you open the door, and immediately to your right, there's a stand covered with vegetables. I mean, cabbage, lettuce, onions, garlic, everything you can think of. But even more so, you can smell the smell of earth, the scent of fresh things growing to your left. And there's just a hallway that goes down a bit of a ways.
Go down the hall.
You keep going, you can hear someone calling to you, but it's just a small voice. You're overpowered by your senses as you walk in. And as you walk past the threshold and you look, it opens up to an area maybe 40 feet wide by 60 feet wide, with a few pillars on the inside. And on the pillars there are these globes of light casting bright. You cover your eyes for a moment. It's like being outside. The daylight is brightening, almost blinding, and you can see plants growing within this
Are they
chasm.
going in dirt?
There.
I'm just gonna go over and stick my fingers right in the dirt.
Okay. As Fel'Than Adamantle kind of walk up to you as you dig your hands in the soil, and he looks in your face and he says, "Where are you coming from? You don't just barge into somebody's store and stick their hands in the dirt."
Retract them and sorry, I just could smell it.
And you see this dwarf, probably about 250 years old, white hair, his beard is braided, half of it's kind of coming undone. You can see smears of dirt in it. Is that maybe a seed growing in there? You're not quite sure. But he kind of looks up to you and he says, "Why don't you come here and sit down?" And he walks towards to the room he was in before.
Follow him.
And he says, he points to a small stool in the chair in the corner. He says, "Aye, rest there." And he goes behind the table, and you see him grabbing things underneath, and he ducks down. You can't see him anymore. Roll sleight of hand.
Some crappy rolls today. 9.
9. All right, you don't see it, but as you're sitting there, an apple falls in your lap. And then as you look up, just enough time, an orange falls in your lap too. And then roll another sleight of hand, with advantage this time.
This does not look well for rolling a hand. 1 and a 10.
A 10. As you see a cob of corn kind of flop over, and you snatch that out of the air. And then he pops up and he says, "Get that in ya."
I do. Rather quickly.
So he lets you, and that happens. Do you guys see her run off into the store?
No, because they were in the other. I went there when they were over in the.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
perfect.
I think
Okay,
they're-
great.
yeah.
So yeah, so you're okay. So
I
you're in there
avoided
just
all that mess.
you're just there piling that food in your mouth, and I mean you're biting into a fresh ripe tomato, and it's delicious. It's kind of strange that it's your elven magics. You guys can grow things in some pretty strange places, but this is pretty far underground. This is pretty intense. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, no.
GMOs.
That's probably what magic
Not good
is.
for you.
We were too busy making the labor board's life hell for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And okay. And you guys, he lets you eat. He doesn't really bother you for a moment. A few people come in and they buy some things, and they look over at this elven woman
Just stuff in her
Just-
face.
sitting there and eating. They buy baskets full of food and they leave again. And when you're finished, he says, "Well, where are you coming from?"
Well, I'm not sure where we previously were, but home is much far from here.
Aye, that I can tell.
Yeah.
She's drunk on good food.
It's like she gobbled down 2 meat pies and all these veggies.
He pulls over a stool around and sits like right in front of you and he says, I don't see many elves. Where are you coming from?
Lobau, isn't it?
Yep, the city of
Yeah.
Lobau.
So I tell him the city of Lobau.
Lobau. I'm not familiar with Lobau. What? You come from across the water?
Yeah. Like
Do you come
near
from?
Brel.
You come from Brel?
Well, the outskirts.
Lobau, he has no idea. But when you mention Brel, he says, Brel? Oh, you're not one of them high elves, are you?
Certainly not.
Kind of looks at you. No. In your very.
I'm still in my stolen man clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stolen vehicle.
He says,
That are starting to fill out from all this food I'm eating.
it's true. He says, well, what are you doing here? What can I help you with? You seem to be starving.
Well, that's another issue, but we're needed supplies for the mine. Groceries.
The mine. Oh, I can give you supplies for sure. I don't really have to know where you're going with it, but what do you need? Who do you need to feed?
Miners.
Oh, so you'll be needing to fill them well. Lots of protein and meat. I can give you the fresh veg, of course, but you'll have to go somewhere else for the protein.
Okay. Do you deliver?
Aye, how many are you looking to feed?
Do I know how many?
What are you wrong with?
You have very little information on
Yeah,
this
you kind of just
particular
wanted to
subject.
start making a
Dollar
deal.
around.
You
From
don't
your
have
point
money.
of view, you're trying to feed like 30 people.
Okay, so I tell him about 30 people.
Aye. Oh, okay. 30 miners.
Yeah.
All right. Oh well. Let's see what I can do. I can get my sons on it. It'll be a costly sum.
Do you take payment on delivery?
No.
My traveling companions are with me. I'll go round up one of them. I think they have the cash.
Oh, very well. I'll be here.
Alright, I'll be back.
You go out. You guys leave the establishment and you're looking around. Geillis is nowhere to be seen. You can't see her up and down. And then she comes out of one of the shops.
Pop right up.
Yeah. Out the door. You guys can
A
hear the
little
ding.
wave.
Oh no, ding on this one. Sorry.
Back in the morning.
And she comes out of Mantle
Quite
Farms.
proud. Because she just ordered the food that she thinks we all need.
Nani's gone in. She's going in. There's food in there. She's all about that.
Okay, so Geillis comes out.
Nani goes.
What do you say, Geillis?
I ordered the food.
You ordered the food?
Yeah, for the 30 of us.
30. Erlon looks over.
No.
Erlon looks over to Ravim and then back to Geillis. 300.
She was close.
By an order of magnitude.
Well, they're waiting for you to pay, so you can just update him on the amount. And she just toddles off again.
There's someone over there
Fall from
sending
it.
selling potatoes deep fried on a stick. You know the one where they slice it and they extend it on, like that.
Those are good.
Curly fry.
It's a sweet potato too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, now you ruined it.
Oh, what are you talking
I
about?
don't like sweet potatoes.
Sweet
With
potatoes.
a spicy mayo.
Aioli.
Mustard.
And so
Hidden
much
spice.
drizzle.
Okay.
I don't like any of that.
And you can see him. He's working like art. He kind of slides it into the potato. With the same hand, he just kind of whips the blade around a whole bunch of times. And the same hand, he just elongates it like
According
that's the word I was looking for.
or Slinky.
And he dips it into this small vat, this tube, and he pulls it out a second later, and it's dark brown and crispy. And then he slides it, rolls it right across this table in front of him. And as soon as the ringed potato hits it, this dust seems like spice just starts to jump all over the place, like it's been shaking. And he rolls it around and pops it up and hooks it up on this little string. And he does another one.
I wander over to him and ask if he can dip those in chocolate.
have not the means to do that.
Well, then I'll take one.
Aye. He flops it down. That'll be a gold for you.
Things aren't free here. That's what we're learning.
Very expensive.
Do you have any snack size ones? I'm not flashing another person.
I was gonna say you worked for you last time, didn't it?
No.
Oh, no, it didn't.
No,
That's
it's
right.
I just paid for my bag.
You just showed him your boobs and
We're
be
the
like,
tribe.
Yeah, and then we ended up bringing him with us.
Now she has to make eye contact with him every day.
it's like you know what you did.
They're one size fits all, my dear.
Okay, I'll take it.
Excellent choice.
I'll
He
take
slips
that
it off
Nani's gold.
and he gives it to you. And Nani, you head into the food shop right away. Okay, you head in there.
Good Frank.
So
Erlon and, well, I don't know if Raven was coming into the food shop, but given the fact that there's now...
Someone has to pay.
Yeah.
for the
Just
$30.
following us around like,
Erlon doesn't have the
30
gold to
people with a
feed
ration.
300 people.
There you go, until the shop owner that.
So yeah, Erlon will go into the shop after Geillis left and Nani went in. Did you go in?
mm-hmm.
She beat you in there. This time Frank's hanging out outside. He's tired. He's still in his armor, and he's been running around chasing Nani in and out of places. He's eating one of those meat pies right now.
Good choice, Frank.
Should have got another meat pie, they were cheaper.
Yeah, they were free for me.
Because
Okay,
you
that you're
bought them,
gold,
Nani.
you don't know that.
What?
Pardon me? Words?
No, you failed your perception.
Word vomit? So Erlon will go into the shop and he'll just look around to see if he can find whoever.
Yeah, right in the shop, immediately to your right hand side, there's this old dwarf, gray hair, beard, half braided, and he says, or Nani's on there too. He's kind of already half talking to Nani. You kind of catch it half in. He says, "Welcome, my dear. How can I help you? Something for the stew, I bet."
Oh, you know. Nobody makes a better stew than a dwarf.
Well, we got these wonderful welcome. I'll just be with you in a moment. We got these wonderful turnips. They're brown golden. Haven't got a quite name for them. They only grow underground though.
Oh, like your own brand of turnip.
All
Aye.
turnips grow underground.
Let's do that.
You're not there right now.
Nothing you and your logic.
Trying to make deals here. Now I lost it. Your own brand of turnip.
I would consider it an heirloom, of course. It's been growing for more than 3 generations.
Not neighbors.
Yeah, I know. Freaking me out. People behind me.
And how do they taste? Are they sweet?
Yeah. He says, come with
Not the
me.
neighbors. The turnips.
Yeah.
How do they taste?
Oh, the new neighbors.
Your own brand of neighbor.
The importance of context.
Please tell me.
So he says, come with this way. And he walks past you into the down the hallway, and if you guys follow, you can see this large room of rows and rows of raised beds of soil where they're growing. And he reaches down in the soil and he pulls one up, this reddish golden turnip, and he just kind of puts it in hand and twists it, and it twists off almost perfectly. And he tosses you the half.
And I eat it.
And he sees you in there. He tosses it to you over your head, over her head.
Should stay, got the free food.
And Erlon just he catches it. He catches it and nods thanks. And he just takes a bite of it.
Dirt and all? Whoa, you're turning into a
No,
dwarf, my love.
it got split. It got split, right? So he takes a
You
bite
just
of
pulled it
the
out of the dirt. It's dirt and all.
Very tasty. Very tasty.
grow
His
turnips
soil also
in the beginning.
tastes right on par.
Everyone
His
sells me the
his
vegetables.
his lime concentration is perfect.
The pH is amazing.
It's great. It's great. You can just taste it. You're like, whoa.
I like how he used to be a vegetable salesman, and he just caught it and took a bite of it, never even looked at it.
You sound
He
good.
knew. He knew it was.
Yeah, you know, you could smell it. He was like, that's a turnip. I want
I
that.
smelled the dirt.
Yeah,
It's not
that's the best turnip I've ever had in my life.
So he says, I grow the best vegetables under the earth.
And Nani looks at Erlon and points at the farmer and goes, best vegetables. and just nods.
And he walks by, he
With a
pats you on the shoulder and kind of
Yeah.
gently pushes you out of the way to get to the business. And he
Yeah,
reaches
that's
his
cool.
hand out and he says, Fel'Than Adamant.
Pleasure to meet you, Fel'Than. I'm Erelon.
Fel'Than.
Fel'Than.
Fel'Than. With a T.
Fel'Than.
Fel'Than.
We've
Fel'Than.
had a Fel'Than before. I was Fel'Than, remember?
Possibly.
I was Captain Fel'Than.
Fel'Than.
Remember? I delivered
Possibly.
all of them to their deaths at Alcon.
That's right, that's right.
Remind me
That's right.
how he became in charge
Ah.
of all of this stuff.
He's not. He
Beside
just
the
kinda-
point.
He just kind of got put.
He'll be looking to feed 30 bellies. 30 mining bellies. I can just about cover that. It'll clear me out for most of my stock, but I can do it for you.
Sorry, guys.
No, my monkey's not my circus.
If only I could say that.
There was a
I
slight miscommunication.
Ah,
He just raises his finger to the ceiling and just points a lot more.
well, you'll still be needing my portion.
Probably.
Nani yanks on his shirt and goes, best vegetables. She's invested now. She's like, this deal has to go through no matter what. I want more of those turnips.
Go dementia lady.
She's already loading them like into her bag. She's just...
Just going to see where Erlon's going to go with it.
Erlon just kind of ponders for a moment, and he thinks, well, it's certainly of good quality. It's good flavor for the turnips, at least, so that'd feed workers well. But how much are you charging?
Well, for all this fresh food, I would say a good 35 gold.
Erlon squints. Is Raven there?
Yeah, I'm standing in the back, just watching,
In the shadows.
seeing how deep you're gonna dig this grave.
Erlon just looks over to Raven for a moment and just kind of shrugs. But he looks back and he says, there's probably a lot. We need to feed a lot of people. That if we buy this, we only feed a small portion of them, and then the rest will have to be a lower quality food. But let's see. He's just pinching his
Just buy
chin.
cheap meat and chuck it in there and make a stew.
Erlon's not certain.
He says, I mean, you can go down to the terrace gardens, but you get all your food from the surface there. This is grown right here, in the shears themselves. Local, organic.
I believe we're more looking just to put food in mouths, so to speak, to not gouge ourselves. But
Oh, well, very well. And he kind of looks at Nani. And then back at you.
Whose bag is already full of fish.
How many turnips can I get for 5 gold pieces?
And he,
3.
one.
bag of turnips for 5 gold pieces, you said?
Yeah.
And he said, roll persuasion. Roll persuasion.
That wasn't really the question she asked, but go for it.
I'll get 5 gold worth of pepperoni.
I rolled a 2.
A 2?
Yeah. So that's, do you say persuasion? That's 3.
Okay. He says, hey, you can stop about right there. Right there, you can stop. That's good.
Non puts 1 more turnip.
That.
And then
Then he looks back at you. And he says, so far 5 gold.
Erlon just takes out
Nani leaves.
a few coins and just offers them up with his other hand. He's just pinching his nose at this point.
How do you like it?
You know what the best part
How
about
do you
this is?
like it?
He won't pay 17 gold to save his life, but he just paid 5 gold for turnips. So that
For the crazy old
So I
lady.
can
For
leave.
See, he takes the coin and he says, "Well, thank you. A sale's a sale. I'll be here if you need me." He walks back behind and you can hear it clink down into some container.
And then he just walks out. So, and he says, "We're going to the terrace gardens. It's gonna be cheaper there."
Okay.
Get
No,
feed
he
more
hands
people.
Frank a bag of turnips.
Frank's outside.
Yeah.
What,
Just
the sign?
goes
Okay.
out and hands him a bag of turnips.
Slings it on his
Wandered
back.
to Frank at this point too.
Sorry?
I've wandered back to Frank at this point.
Tanith, you take a ride up and up and up. Your way is paid by the guy at the head. And while you're on the train, Dermot looks over you quietly and he says, "You'll have to knock out that stumpy stuff when we go here. They don't appreciate undermining of the rank."
Undermining, it's a nickname out of respect.
Aye, I understand that it is respect that we have fought together, but these are not like us. They are not dragonborn like you. They are dragonborn like...
Oh. Okay, Ornal. Sir.
Yornell grimaces over just the words coming out of your mouth. He doesn't even like the sound of it anymore. And you guys continue.
Sir, yes, sir.
You guys travel for about another 2 hours on the tram. You get off. You get onto an elevator, and it's a different elevator. This it's not the fancy one, but it's not the one that looks like it's going to fall unmercifully to your death. This one seems to be what's the word I'm looking for? Like business kind of thing.
Yes, the freight elevator.
Something like that, and you guys get on, and it moves incredibly fast, way faster than the one you were on before, and you can feel yourself moving up, up, and up. When the elevator stops, you guys get off and begin to walk down a corridor and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Jesus. That's a 15.
Okay, and or no. Okay, good. You can feel this gripping on your stomach as you're walking through the hallway as it's shifting and spinning and turning, and you can feel it. You almost, just for a second, want to reach out and hold yourself, but it passes as you walk out. And as you continue to walk out, you are on this shiny platform that goes out to a round base of some building, and it's massive. You can't even see, like, to look to one side to the other, it's so far around you can't even tell the size of it. But then you look up and you see this looks like a large claw sticking up, straight up, and you can see lights dotting on it all the way down, and then you can see in this blackness above it more of these orange lights cascading like a star, like a field of stars above. And then you walk out onto the dragon's tooth.
Have I been here before?
You haven't been here before. No, you haven't been to the tooth itself.
Probably heard stories about that.
There have been some that have had to been brought in here for debriefing, and there have been stories. Yeah.
More
But,
impressive than unheard.
You get brought in, and you walk to the building, and there are doors like all the way around, and the doors go into small elevators. The smaller than the one you were in before, and most of the guard stays out this time. There's only you, Ornell, the main guy, and two others that go up. You go into the elevator, and it begins to move fast, similarly as fast as the other one, and it stops and opens up to a hallway. The hallways are arched, but they arch to a flat top. They don't arch all the way up. They just kind of slightly taper at the top. As you walk through several doors until you stop at one, and the Dragonborn puts his hand on a panel beside it, and it opens up. And you guys walk in. There are two chairs, and there is another Dragonborn sitting across from you at a desk.
Oh boy, management.
And he's... He questions you heavily on the mission into Delron, into the woods, everything about that. Particular questions we'll get into, but that's a lot of the stuff he asks about. And then he gets into some other questions that aren't so much details and facts. He says, you've been working closely with Dermot. Will you tell me if he's an ally to the coup on the whole?
All I can say is with certainty is that his motives align with ours for now. I don't know what they're going to be in the future, but for now, ally might be a strong word.
We've noticed he's taken up shop in the Old Gretch Mine.
First I'm hearing of it.
Keep your eyes out. Make sure he's not doing anything fishy. We have a delicate balance around here. We don't want somebody of his nature spreading the things he can spread.
I have to keep an eye on him anyway. He's, skittish.
The more you know. Third Claw Tanith. It's been brought to my attention, and it is with great honor that we give you the title of Second Claw.
Oh, goody. More responsibilities.
It has been some time you've been in the scales for a while. We first noticed when you lost your arm with the death slad. We lost many men that day.
I lost many friends that day.
Where are you headed after this?
Honestly, haven't the foggiest.
Well, if you're wanting to come back to the wall, it is still up to you. You still have time for your rest and recuperation. But whenever you're willing to return to the wall, you'll be accepted. Second Captain. Sorry. Second Claw. It's basically a captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is this wall thing?
It's the depths of Keldrum.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big scar in the ground where all the nasties of the deep come out.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the
That's
coup,
kinda what I figured.
the Knights of Oros defend anything that pours out of there. It's goblins, orcs, death slads, terrible, terrible things.
Because Heidi asked me the other day, and I was like, I think that's what that is.
Yep, that's what it is. It's this big mark in the ground that goes down, way, 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 way down. And it's said that in the depths of Keldron is where Keldron god lives, where he takes the tattered tapestries of life and reforms them back into the source so they can be brought back into the planet for new and usable energy for things. That's kind of his thing. And he looks at Ornell and he says, Ornell, keep doing what you're doing. Just gives him a nod. He says, we know where to find you if we need you. And if you need to get a hold of us, go through the proper channels to keep everything in the line, so to speak. I don't want him knowing that you're looking, so don't put yourself at risk.
He's skittish, wants me close anyway. Afraid of something.
Good. Keep it that way.
I shall.
He says, on your way out, enjoy a good meal.
I've been having a lot of those recently.
And on your way out, stop by the quartermaster. He wants to see you.
Will do.
He puts his hand down on his desk, and the door opens. He says, "Thanks for your trustworthy information. We'll be in touch."
Now exit the room.
You are escorted to the quartermaster. The quartermaster turns around as you walk in the door, and it's this very short person. He turns around and you recognize him instantly. It's the gnome. That seemed to work on your arm.
Hello,
And
yeah.
he turns around and he says, "Hi, Tanith! See you're still intact?"
For now, I guess.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Do you need a tune-up?
Yeah, it's working pretty good so far.
Oh, it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, some general maintenance, just so we ensure things
Have-
don't break.
Have a seat, have a seat.
I'll go sit down.
He sits there, he does the whole climb up on his stool, 3 or 4 different
Take the
bits of
glove
stool, takes it off and says, "Hey, you haven't been cleaning it that much. You've been busy."
Very busy.
And he pulls out this little thing, he lays it on your
It's like when you go to the
leg.
dentist, and they're like, "Have you been flossing?" And you're like, "Yeah." They're like,
He rolls out this little leather thing, and it's this row of tiny little screwdrivers and little picks and things like that. And he starts going to work, and he says, I've been much more busy now that they moved me into the tooth. You wouldn't believe how many arms and tails I've been replacing."
Yeah, we take a beating out there.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. I gotta pass out from my arm.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's an 8.
That's it. He hits a nerve, and you can just hear the shock of electricity goes up through your back, and it's one you just weren't expecting.
Oh, that's sharp.
Oh, my apologies.
It's on.
You can, he gets this big kind of hook and gets it in underneath your wrist, and he pulls out this big piece of stick and branch that got stuck in there, and looks at it and says, "Busy." Tosses it away.
That's why I felt a bit sluggish there.
So after some time of him working it out, he wipes it off with a cloth, and it seems to come glistening clean after he wipes it with this cloth just right off, and folds the cloth up, puts it back in his pocket, and he says, "Hey, right as rain.
Oh, thank you.
Let's hope I don't see you again."
Only for good things, I hope.
Aye.
I'll flex it and put the glove back on.
It feels great. Feels back like the way it was when you first got it on. Mark yourself at level 3.
Nice. Other phone.
He, I didn't tell you the name of the guy who was interviewing you. My fault. I can't find the page, though. I wrote too many damn notes for everybody. I had to.
Bureaucrat over there.
Yeah. Do you know what? He doesn't give you his name. They'll leave it like that. He doesn't give you his name. So then, the quartermaster there says, "This is for you as well." He gives you a tin. This is metal tin rectangle that seems to have a sliding top on it. And they escort you outside of the tooth to the door they escorted you into before. And the guy in the lead turns to you and he says, "Second scale, Tanith." Second claw, Tanith. My apologies. It's been an honor escorting you. He takes his fist and he puts it to his chest and he turns around.
I return the salute.
And then he says to his guards and nods to them, and they follow him away. And they leave you at the base of the tooth.
Cool. With a full stomach.
You forgot to eat.
So what's in the can? I wasn't paying attention.
You didn't open it.
No.
He just gave it to you.
I have a can. All right.
It's like a rectangle kind of container. Yeah, if you slide the top down, you can see a roll of gold coins, and a few of them are platinum. It's a total of 300 gold.
Oh, right.
So that is your pay, basically, for going on the mission to Delron. You got paid from Dermot, but you were also paid by the coup for your services in general.
double dipping.
And that's where you are right now, staring out into the great abundance that is the open sky to the tooth. Erlon and Nani and Ravam and Geillis
And Frank.
and Frank, you guys exit
And what's her name?
Mantle Farms.
She's just gone around.
She's looking how beautiful everything is.
So 300 gold equivalent total one?
Yes. And you guys are outside on the walkway that goes around the first bit of the Dragon's Tooth.
Is there anything that Erlon can see that indicates like a music shop or anything like that?
Oh boy.
Just while he's there.
Yep.
Nude creator.
If you continue around, you don't see anything right off the bat, but you do see a place called Gerthin's Enchanted Hands as well. You also see a place with the sign out front. There's a large coin on this metal sign with a scroll in front of it, across the front of it. It says Dargan's Magic and Money Lending.
Payday loans.
You guys also see there that there's a grand opening. Sirza sees it mostly because it seems to be some sort of college, the way it's set up. There's large open area with grass and places where people can sit, and this large grand opening. You guys can see above it in 2 or 3 different languages. It kind of shimmers from one language to the next, and it says, Badadro's College of Bardic Excellence.
Badadro's back.
And then by that time you make it to the other walkway that leads up towards in the direction that you wanted to go beforehand.
Yep, so we wanted to go, I forget the name of the place. What was the place that, like the garden? There's like a...
The Terrace Gardens.
Terrace Gardens.
Yep. You guys head up that walkway, and it leads up to the sphere. But before you get to the sphere, there are walkways that come off of this one that kind of have stairs that go down along the sides of the under mount of the ledges that are reaching out to the bulb, and they kind of go down that, they crisscross back and forth below that, and they go into a suspended area. Now it seems to be from this point of view that these gardens are suspended in the air. It seems to be nothing is holding them up from this position, they're just floating. But the closer and closer you get, you can see these small cables that run underneath all of them.
It's magical hydroponics.
And as you get closer and closer, you can see that there are panels laid upon these cords, and they extend underneath this large globe. And it extends, it's probably an area, I would say maybe a couple 100 feet wide. It's just like a gigantic farmer's market. And it's pretty busy. You can see all sorts of people in here buying foods and such. And this place, you guys can get anything you want. But you guys go there, you guys can get all the food and supplies, meat, veg, anything, grains you guys need easily enough. From different vendors, all sorts of different kinds. It might take a few hours. But let's see if everybody's going to jump in on it. Roll 2 roll investigation and 2 roll persuasion.
I'll roll, let's see. I can roll either, my bonuses are the same. Okay.
We'll roll persuasion.
All right, we got persuasion on Ravam.
Investigation for 12.
Okay, with the nose for the food. Excellent, that works.
I'll do investigation for 13.
All right, and
I got a 19 for either.
okay, we'll go with the persuasion.
Yeah, sure.
24.
And okay, fantastic.
So you guys are doing the dealing, we're doing the finding.
Did you
is
guys
that
do the
what's happening?
find? What did you get for the finding?
13.
12.
And 12? Okay, well, it's easy enough to find a massive assortment of food here. You guys can find it from a few particular different vendors, and you guys are able to arrange delivery to the Old Gretch Mine. And
That's what it's called now.
as you guys have secured payment, I'm going to say all in with your persuasion rolls will be about 265 gold. And that's for a full 300. Full 300. Yeah.
Sack of unending coin.
So it's been between 3 or 4 different vendors, 60 or 70 gold each one. You've made a very many happy vendor today. And don't worry about that money because that's Dermot's money and it's out of Dermot's bag. So you guys have taken care of most of the business.
Thank goodness.
About half the day is gone though through the shopping for that, going for the equipment, finding the people, getting up here to begin with. What are you going to do? The evening is yours. You guys have been moving for about half the day now.
Well, would there be any indicators for like a temple?
Yeah, there are... Roll perception though.
No.
You got
Yeah.
a 19 for perception.
19? Okay, with a 19 for perception, you can see a group of people gowned in whites and trimmed with silver, walking up that same area you guys were, or you guys went down to the, down there. That's right. So you guys coming back up out of the terrace and getting back onto that ledge, you can see a group of dwarves dressed in whites and silver trim heading towards the globe in the middle.
I know the priests that were there last night were Dragonborn.
Yep.
Or this morning, I guess.
Yeah, this morning.
So they were Dragonborn, those are dwarves, and I don't remember the color of their robes myself. Sure, we'll get down.
It was all blacks and veils.
Gotcha. So they're probably
As wispy and shadowy as they can make themselves look.
gotcha. Okay. So he's gonna arrow on a. We'll just break off for a moment and just try to. He'll just let the others know he's going to try to track down where the Undertakers came from and just settle things up with that.
Okay.
And
Do
he'll.
you have the money to do so?
He does. Yeah, he will.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
He'll just take it out of his own pocket. It's no big deal since apparently you got shunted onto him. So, regardless, he'll.
It's clearly not happy about it.
Yeah, he's begrudged to say the least.
That's like
I only asked because I do have the big bag of his money that he.
sounds like he's offering.
Big bag of money that doesn't belong to us.
Well, he'll sigh and just hold out a hand and 17 gold.
Yep. Easily enough. Drop in the bucket.
Convince
Yeah,
him.
drop in the bucket. He'll take that in tow and he'll kind of run up after the dwarven priests, and he'll say he'll just catch up to them and just offer a greeting. Hey there, hello.
One of them, they all stop. The one in the back turns around and looks at you and says, "Yes, how can we be of assistance?" That's not Irish at all.
Top of the morning to ye.
I was just wondering where the priesthood that handles undertakers might reside. I have a debt I owe to them.
Aye. All debts can be paid at the Pantheon. Follow me, child of Brynhilda.
Thank you.
And they lead you up as you walk into this Pantheon, the globe that you walk into. You walk right into the globe now. As you walk in, you can see that it seems to be a meeting place. There seems to be several groups of people just stopped and talking. But in the middle of this globe, there's a glass staircase almost. You're not sure if it's glass or crystal or some sort of magical contraption, but it walks up there, and they lead you up there. It goes to a small, round disc that sits in almost the very middle, and it must have been where the guys were playing. It must have been. But in each kind of area they have spaced out a certain amount of space. There is a stone idol to each god, to everybody. You can see some of them have people kneeling for them in front of them. Some of them have lines up of people kneeling in front of them. There seems to be a lot of things and offerings gathered around them, and it's quite bright. The daughter of Anra stops and looks at you, and she gestures towards the idol of of Keldrin. You can see a humanoid creature with claws on its hand. 3 claws in each one, I think, is what it was.
Okay. And is there like a person who looks like either a monk or a priesthood?
There does seem to be an attendant there.
Okay. Is there a line?
There is not.
So Erlon will just nod to the priest who guided him there and thank them, and then move over to the little altar of Keldrin, and he'll look at the attendant and hello there. Hello. Thank you.
He approaches Dragonborn. He says, "Welcome to Keldrin."
I have a debt that I need to settle with the clergy.
Keldrin settles many debts. What is the specifics of yours?
Some of your clergy had made their way down into the. He just ponders for a moment. Bad air, and they had requested a payment of 17 gold, and I'm here to just deliver that.
He lets the comment of bad air just kind of pass over, doesn't seem to waver him at all. And he says, "Very well. Consider your," as he takes the pouch, "your debt with Keldrin paid. Go with peace, and Keldrin will see you in your own time."
Caroline just kind of nods a little bit suspiciously, then moves off, a little bit worried look on his face.
Well, at least you didn't say Keldrin will see you soon.
It's true. That is true.
Have a nice day. Enjoy the next 24 hours.
As you're walking
Enjoy
away
your
from
last
that,
day.
you can see different kinds of people, dwarves, even some elves in this particular area. There seems to be more of them, and more dragonborn for that matter, making specific, different offerings. You can see one of them approaching the idol of Delron with a small cage, and inside this cage is this hand-sized scorpion.
I thought you were saying hamster.
Big hamster.
Hamster.
He places it on the or beside the statue and bends and says a few words and walks away. You can see someone walk up to the idol of Karath, and he puts a gemstone perfectly cut from what you can see, almost in a 10-sided, perfectly cut gemstone, and he lays it there. Upon he bends down and says a prayer, and he walks away.
Jeez. It's an expensive gemstone.
There's quite a few expensive offerings here that you would see. You could see a lot of farming communities that could use a lot of things and go a long way with what is just here scattered on the ground. But that is that.
That'd be a thief's dream. But Erlon will make his way back to the group.
Okay. So while he's gone, Erlon said he's going to take care of some religious matters. The rest of you are still there.
Where is there?
Where is there? You guys are standing outside of
From there.
Yep, just back onto the ledge that led out to the big crystal sphere, and that leads back to the walkway where you guys had purchased the food, or the food from Adamantle, and the meat pies.
Which way to the tram?
That way.
Let's go that. I'm going that way. Nani's going back to the tram.
Okay, so Erlon walks to the up there. Nani's booking it back down that way.
With Frank, I assume he's got my turnips.
Well, Frank's he doesn't want to split the party too much, so
Yeah.
so Nani starts to go. Geillis.
Is there a library close to here? Some sort of
You
archive?
don't really see a library in this particular vicinity, but
Might
you
be
can certainly ask somebody.
What?
What was the school or something?
Oh, so that was that's right. That was you did see that. That was Flambadadro's College of Bardic Excellence.
Maybe if I wouldn't have what I'm after.
Depends on what you're after.
Secrets? I mean, bards are storytellers. They're not really good at secret keeping, I don't think. But
It's more of a road
Duh.
but You never know.
You want to roll an investigation, see if you can track something down?
Yeah.
All right.
Nope.
No?
It was a 1.
One?
It was a 1, yeah.
Oh,
for
okay.
a total of
1.
So,
You go to a farmer.
Erlon,
Books.
you walk off. Nani, you walk off. Frank follows you. Geillis, you just are trying to you stop and ask somebody, and they just blow you off
Because
completely.
I'm an elf.
Because you're an elf. You try again, blow you off. You try again, they blow you off. And now you're kind of away from the crowd a bit, and you catch a whiff of something.
I'm gonna follow my nose.
It's kind of a whiff of fresh air, almost. You've smelled the air down here, but it was just a whiff, and it just catches you off to the side.
I'm going that way.
It heads towards some stairs.
Oh no.
The stairs go up or down?
They go up.
I'm going up stairs.
Okay. As you enter the stairs,
No one has noticed that I have left the window.
I'm gonna say that Erlon hasn't, Nani hasn't, Frank hasn't.
And these
The only one that is there.
Yeah, watching the entire party
Just-
just wander up. Like,
You got the business done, and everybody will just disperse.
yeah.
Exasperated sigh.
Alright.
So, and there's like, it happens all within a few seconds. There's you calling after Erlon, Erlon's going, Nani going, you don't.
Like, turn around, make sure you have money. Turn around, everyone else is buggered off. It's like, oh,
Like I said, not my monkeys, not my servants.
So,
yeah.
it's Ravam and Surza standing there looking at each other.
So I'm heading up these stairs.
You're heading up these stairs, and you go up. You can smell it. It's getting stronger. These stairs go up for about 10 minutes of traveling, and they come to a ledge. It moves off left to the stairs, but then the hallway moves off to the right. The smell is coming from over there.
I'm going that way.
Okay,
What's this?
as you're going through, roll perception for me.
Well, at least it's not a one.
10? Well, it's a hallway. It's a cavern, so you're going forward. You don't smell. There's no more pungent smell like there was, but this is where it came from. As you make your way through the cavern, you can kind of see. Is that light off in the distance? Not this orange light that's been giving off inside the mine, but
The fake light.
a white, faint light.
Natural light.
As you're
I'm going like.
As you begin to
horse
run
Oh my God.
and
Natural
run
light.
towards the end of this cavern, you can see just up in the way this haze, almost like a mist form. And you recognize him only for a second, but then he disappears again as he reaches out his hand in the middle of the hallway, and you can see his blue sheen disappear from where his body is into his hand and into what seemed to be a barrier on the hallway, and you can see the barrier dissipate from where his hand was into the walls. And then you can feel this brush of cold air just rush over against you.
Am I outside?
You're still in a cave right now.
I thought we were probably still down too far. So I'm gonna walk towards the cool air. Like, is it like the door? Like it's a door. It's open. Kind
No, it's a cavern that the light kind of curves off to the right, and you can see a bit of light coming.
Okay,
on the
I'm
back
gonna
wall.
keep just going towards the light.
Okay, so you move.
Am I dying?
You keep moving, you turn around the corner, and it rises up. It goes up steep. You try, and your feet kind of slip down. There seems to be snow, a bit of snow and ice, but you manage to get up, and you break out into the open. You can see the sky. Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 11, The Old Gretch Mine, Part B. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, check us out on our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/deathneedsdialogue. There you can see a few different ways that you can help Castle Dialogue be built, as well as receiving a nice few gifts for your troubles along the way. Well, until next time, thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network.